I feel like they're getting close. Yep, here we go.
All right, I'll just get rolling here while these guys get up here. The bonuses tonight are Fight of the Night, Ilya Gaethje, and Performance of the Night, Gaethje and Gane. So Gaethje wins like $825,000 in bonuses. Who's got the first question?
Dana, this event has dominated the conversation for so long. Been building to it forever. Now that it's finally in the books, I mean, you couldn't have written a better inning if it was Hollywood done. But what do you think about this event overall, the execution versus what you had envisioned?
In every way that you can gauge success. I mean, the merch, we beat merch, the all-time merch number by double. We beat the budget by 40%. David, I just got off the phone with David Ellison. He's going crazy. I mean, out the gates from the first fight, the fight exceeded all their expectations. I'll let Paramount make their own announcement, but it was monstrous tonight. Yeah. Monstrous. Like you don't get calls from billionaires flipping out too often. So he is extremely excited. I'll let them do their thing. They're over the last 2 days. There was something like almost 200,000 people over at the Ellipse. And the list just goes on and on. I mean, just every way that you, and then tonight the weather ended up, I thought the weather was perfect last night. The weather was actually better tonight. So we're sweating the storm all day. The beautiful all day, and then it's looking like from 6 to 9 there's going to be a storm. And this is fucking crazy, but the storm literally went like this and split and went around the White House. So, and the breeze was perfect. I mean, just everything. You couldn't have had a better night. It was absolutely perfect. Just enough wind to keep the bugs off us. I mean, all the shit that I was worried about played out perfectly. Production was off the charts. I mean, if you look at what we did, we built an arena on the White House lawn. That was amazing. But if you look at what we did at the Ellipse, it's almost more impressive than what we did on the South Lawn.
Yeah. There was so much like pushback coming into this event. Like even today, I know you said you expected all of it, but now that it's in the books, like what message do you have to people?
Pushback from who?
From people saying, "Oh, this event shouldn't happen. There shouldn't be fights on the White House lawn."
I don't give a shit about that. It's like when they were asking me about the lawsuit. I don't give a shit. I got lawyers. They'll figure that out. I don't care.
You got an incredible main event. I just want to get your thoughts on. I mean, obviously, Justin Gaethje walking
I mean, it was fight of the night, but fight of the year, fight of the whatever. It's one of the greatest fights you'll ever see. It was incredible, and especially when you got a guy. I don't know where it ended up, but 6, 7, 8 to 1 underdog, and then comes in and does what he did tonight. And then Ilya. I mean, the body shots that Ilya hit Gaethje with in that round, and then Gaethje gets through it. Gaethje's about to get into an armbar. He almost got into a triangle. I mean, you saw everything in that fight.
Yeah. And then last thing I want to ask you about the co-main event, Cyril, obviously amazing performance. He comes out and says, "Man, give me that rematch with Tom Aspinall. We need to get that done." Obviously, we're not going to make fights tonight, but is there anything standing in the way of you making that fight right now? Do you feel comfortable that's a fight you can make happen?
I'm not even thinking about that right now. Yeah, Cyril gone. Listen, it's hard to move up 3 weight classes in MMA, and especially in the UFC. And Cyril looked great tonight. The guy, we always say, he's a heavyweight that moves like a middleweight, and he definitely looked like one tonight. We'll get back. I'm going to let my people have some time off, this week, and then, we'll get back at it, and we'll figure out what's next. We got a big one coming up in a couple weeks, too, so let everybody get ready for that.
Justin,
Thanks.
front right here. Just get your overall thoughts on your experience this week and just how the entire fight played out.
Oh, it's really hard to put it into words right now. I mean, just trying to enjoy this moment. And, yeah, it was such a crazy ride. We had a lot of delays. A couple of the, like the rehearsal, delayed. Tonight, delayed. But, yeah, these are again, I wouldn't recommend this to my enemy. We are some of the toughest people on this earth. Mentally, physically, all these guys up here and all the guys that lost tonight. And me specifically, I've said it from day one, I'm a promoter's wet dream. And I proved that tonight.
And, you gave him all the respect in terms of, like, his skill set in there. Said probably the second best guy you prepared for outside of Khabib. But now that you're through Ilya, was he as good as you thought he was? Was he better than you thought he was? Just can you talk about what you experienced in there with him?
I mean, he's very good. I mean, my liver still hurts right now. Those body shots were crazy. I mean, he was really, really fast. But, when he didn't get the finish at the end of the second round, I think it really took his spirit. And, again, I said it in the press conference leading up. I was like, he really backed himself into a corner saying he's going to be so dominant. And I said it. When we go to the second round, you're going to be like, what the fuck? When we go to the third round, you're going to be like, what the fuck? And, that's what I did tonight.
Did you feel he was broken after he didn't get that finish?
I never felt he was broken because he was so dangerous at the whole time. But in the third round, when I started landing those jabs, when he started finding his back foot, I knew something was different.
And you got to introduce your family to the president and the first lady. How was that experience?
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, coming from such a small town, I can't tell you how blessed I am to have made it this far, to have represented my small town, as well as I have, and then now I get to represent my country as a whole, and I think I did a pretty good job tonight. My mom's dream was to meet Melania, and she got to meet her, so I'm happy for her.
And Cyril, front right here. Overall thoughts on the performance against Alex? You seem to have scouted him out pretty well. Just first round and the second round, how do you think the overall fight played out from preparation to how it ended up?
We expectly exactly what we did. We did very well. We prepared myself with my team very well, and we did the job. We are really happy. We know every time when you let a guy like Pereira in the middle in the cage and in the flawless, you're gonna have a bad night. So the mission was to make pressure and not to be in the pressure.
Were you surprised that he weighed more than you entering this fight?
No. I was not surprised. Yeah, 2-3 years ago, he looked already really big.
And last one for me, the rematch with Tom. I guess in your perfect world, when would you want that fight to happen, and how do you think that fight plays out the second time?
As soon as possible, like I like to say, in Paris, for example, is a good idea. But I know let the staff of the UFC work on it.
Dana, when you're walking out there at the Ellipse and you're seeing the amount of fans in front of you, and then you walk out there tonight and you see the production paying off, what exactly is going through your mind? And then do you have to sort of think like, okay, this is as good as it's ever going to get, or we're going to have to find some way to top this sort of event?
When you see everything that happened, when you see the production from start to finish, and it's over right now, you look back, do you think we have to top this off, or this is just something you're just left?
You're saying the production, do we have...
Just like when you look at the Ellipse and you see the amount of people that you've brought to Washington, D.C., do you feel like this is an event you can ever top, or do you just think, man, this is as good as it's going to get and we just have to write it into the history books?
I mean, that's what I thought about the Sphere, and then here we are now. So I don't try to overthink that kind of stuff. It's just the Sphere happened, this happened, and, I'm always looking to go to great arenas with, good technology and give fans that show up the best experience I possibly can. What was amazing with this event was you put together an event where people can't get into it, yet 60,000 people show up to the weigh-ins. And then, like I said, almost 200,000 people over 2 days to stand in the grass and watch it on screens. And, it's incredible. It was an amazing experience. This was a one-of-one that will never happen again, and for all of us that were involved, from the fighters to my staff to the media to, their families and everybody. It's just was a unique, cool experience.
You don't think there's a chance the president says, that was good, let's do it again next year?
I can't afford it. There's no fucking way we can do this again. I'll never do the Sphere again, and we'll never do this again.
You obviously, look, no fights getting announced tonight, but Arman Sarukian was meant to be the backup for the main event, and then eventually he was not the backup. Does that hurt his chances of fighting for a title?
What's the question?
Arman Sarukian, he was no longer the backup. He was announced the backup. He's no longer the backup. Did that hurt his chances of it?
I don't know. My fucking brain is scrambled, man. I have been, for the last 3 days, like my team, we've been up till like 5 o'clock in the morning every night working on tickets and, all the, if you look at what we pulled off tonight and, I mean, just the security issues that we had and working with the White House staff and Secret Service, and everybody was incredible. So, yeah. I mean, when you look at, how smoothly everybody got in tonight, I don't know how it was for you guys, but they did such a great job getting everybody in there and making sure that, it was safe. It was very well executed between my staff and the Secret Service. So I got to thank the White House, obviously the president, and his entire team.
Last one for me. Tyson Fury showed up tonight and said that he had an announcement to make, but he wanted you to make it. Why was Tyson?
Tyson Fury?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, for the last couple of weeks, I've been hearing from the media and other people that I'm not involved in the fight. I've been hearing that Tyson Fury couldn't get out of the country and couldn't get into the United States, and it just seems like everybody's always wrong.
For Josh Hokett. Josh, you had a big performance tonight. I know you said coming in you really wanted to fight Alex Pereira. Do you think him losing increases the chances of that, or is your focus on Cyril Gahn and Tom Aspinall now?
I think that's kind of self-explanatory. Aspinall, I mean, if he's going to come back, he's going to probably fight Cyril Gahn. And so, yeah, if Pereira needs someone to fight, I'm ready to fight.
And for you, Sean, I know you were looking to make a statement here to your right, or your left, sorry, rather. You were looking to make a statement for the title. Do you feel like you did what you needed to do to get the winner of Merab and Jan?
Yeah, but we'll see.
Okay, now one for you, Dana. I know you said you sell holy shit moments. That's what you do in this sport. The second consecutive event where an undefeated champion loses their belt, Hamzat and now Ilya. 7 finishes on this card. What do you think this does for the sport of MMA and people who maybe tuned in for the first time tonight?
Yeah, it was a great card. People were hitting me from home saying this is an incredible show on TV. I'm going to go home and watch it. I knew what was at stake here and what we had going on. And, this always happens. People are shitting on the card and talking all this shit. We're the best in the world at what we do. I don't ever listen to any of that bullshit. And it's like 300 and all the other cards that people talk about before they happen. And these guys came out. And I always say this, too. We're the bells and whistles, and these guys always come out and deliver, and they did it tonight. So, yeah, if this is the first timer watching MMA, I hope it was a good experience, and I hope it became fans.
And just one more for you, Justin. I know you said in the cage that you weren't going to make a retirement decision and you promised your mother. I guess what is going to go into, in these weeks, months, making the decision on what your future looks like?
I said I wouldn't even talk about it to her. I promised her, so I'm going to enjoy this win.
And speaking of enjoying the win, does the setbacks you had leading into this, the failed opportunities at that undisputed belt, just make this moment even sweeter?
Absolutely. I think those experiences are why I fought so perfect tonight, and then the Max Holloway knockout is what makes this win so much more special. I was counted out so bad. I've been 16 fights. I've been an underdog at least 11 or 12 times in the UFC, every single fight almost. So, and I'm 9-2 as an underdog, so I love being in this position.
Dana, on your left, I couldn't tell from the broadcast, but were Lorenzo and Frank here tonight? And go ahead.
Lorenzo was on vacation with his daughter, but yeah, Frank Fertitta was here tonight, and I think this is probably the first time I've ever seen him emotional. He was very emotional tonight, and Yeah, he was here.
Have you had a chance to talk to Lorenzo and Frank about kind of what this means for where you guys started to where you are now, to putting a fight together on the White House lawn?
We always talk about, people always ask me, do you ever reflect? There's been a lot of reflecting over the last 2 weeks with the Fertitta brothers, yes, and me, yes. They've been texting me almost every night, basically, yeah. And then Frank and his family flew out tonight to watch the show.
Fantastic. One quick question. Was there a finishing bonus tonight as well for each of the fights?
No, it was performance and fight of the night. So there were 2 performance bonuses. Gaethje and Cyril won, and then the fight of the night, Gaethje and Ilya.
Okay, thank you. And then Justin, for you, years from now, on your left, years from now, when people look back and talk about your career, what do you want them to remember about your legacy here?
I think I said it before. I think when they look back, I think my career is going to age like fine wine. Again, being the underdog in 12 of the 16 appearances, being top 5 since 2017. I mean, these things are unmatched. Having 17 bonuses in 16 fights. I had 9 bonuses in my first 7 fights. These are the things I'm the most proud of.
Question for Cyril down here to your left. This is the second time you've claimed the interim heavyweight title. How much more satisfying was it doing it this time, given how in high regard Alex Pereira is and everybody talking about him potentially being the greatest of all time if he won this belt?
Yeah, the first time it was, you see, I started my career really late, and I was on my debut, but I did very well. I was really happy. But when you feel the up and down in career, like the difficult to stay on the top, is always a pleasure to go back on it. And so yeah, it's better. And because also the White House, because Alex Pereira, and because of the finish, you see, so I'm really happy.
All right, and question for Dana. I'm assuming Ilia Topuria has been transported to the hospital given the damage that he took.
Yeah, we literally had him get out of the octagon before the hand was even raised and sent him to the hospital.
All right, and final one for me. I know you briefly touched on Tyson Fury there, and you alluded to your involvement in the biggest fight potentially in British boxing history. Does Tyson Fury's presence here confirm the fact that you've signed him?
We'll make an announcement soon.
So that's a yes, maybe?
What's that?
That's a yes, maybe?
Listen, let me reiterate. Judge me January 1st of 2027 on what we've done this year with boxing. I keep talking about, all these other guys are talking a lot of smack. I haven't said anything about any of these guys. I haven't talked shit about anybody or any other stuff. I'm in my lane. I'm doing my thing. Just sit back and watch. We'll make an announcement soon.
Thank you.
For Sean. Sean right here. Dana. Right.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah, everybody who finished tonight got a $25,000 bonus. Yeah. Whoever said that, you were right.
You're welcome, everybody.
Yeah, you were right. Congrats. Did somebody ask me a question?
Yeah, right here, please.
Yeah.
Obviously, after the massive statement of Cyril Gane in the co-main event, he's been claiming for the rematch with Tom Aspinall in Paris. You announced it was a fight night. Could you turn that event into a numbered event and make that happen?
Will we do him and Aspinall in Paris for a numbered event?
Yeah.
I'll try, sir. I'll try to get that done for you.
Thank you.
All right. Yeah, listen, I get it. I agree with you. It would be big, and we'll obviously do whatever we can to make something big happen, especially in Paris. The fan base out there is great, and I know that all the live events out there are fun. So see what we can do.
Maybe in a bigger arena than the Accor.
Bigger arena?
Yeah.
Sure.
Or maybe the Eiffel Tower. No?
Dana, on your left.
Okay. Yes, sir. Where are we at?
On your left.
Yeah.
Right here.
My other left.
So I know you're not a big fan of the outdoor events in general. This is obviously went against the grain to do this, to do it, outside of these arenas that you guys can control a lot more of. But having heard all of the positive feedback from this, I mean, does it at least make it seem like, hey, maybe we should do these once in a while still, outdoors?
No, sir.
Not at all.
I don't ever want to fucking be outside ever again. there's just too much leading up to the fight. You just have to sweat. Unless you're in like Abu Dhabi when we did it before. I could be the weatherman of Abu Dhabi and I'd be right all the time. But I have a question. Everybody up here, all the guys, what was it like fighting outside? Do you feel like it affected you in any way, positively or negatively?
The breeze was really nice.
I loved it.
Yeah? You liked
Awesome.
it? Yeah? Everybody liked it? Still no.
But what about, obviously there's a lot of pageantry, pomp and circumstance here as well. Could this be something that we see more of in an indoor space where, obviously you can't do it at the White House, but maybe it doesn't look the same as many of the other numbered events. When you go to these places, you could do things a little more special and interesting?
Just outside, there's just, when you're doing events like we do, there's enough things that you have to worry about. And what I always try to do is create the best experience possible for the fans. And if we have to worry about weather and all the things that come along with being outside, I don't like it.
No, I hear that, but as far as if you bring some of the more unique elements that we had for this, not these particular ones, but something a little bit different that you could bring indoors. That's
Like
something
what?
like just kind of having the servicemen walk them out, right?
Yeah.
Those type of things where you can kind of make it just a little bit different when you go to a particular place. Is that something that kind of intrigues you or your production team?
Well, the president and I are talking about doing a fight for the troops next year. So obviously, if you did a fight for the troops, we'd do all that kind of stuff. We did a lot of them in the past. We used to work with the Fisher family, who were very dialed in with the military and could get things done easily. It's not easy to get things done on military bases and things like that. But when we have the Fisher family, and then obviously the president can make a lot of things happen. So we're talking about doing it next year. He wanted to do it this year, and I said, sir, I need a year to recover financially from the White House fight, so give me a year.
Roger that. And one more question for Mauricio. Obviously, you had a big event happen right after the fight. You proposed, and you had it accepted. You got a thumbs up, right? How have you been able to kind of celebrate together ever since you left the cage?
Depois de grande evento como esse, você teve outro evento na tua vida que você pediu a Nadine em casamento. Ela aceitou. Como é que você já celebrou?
Estou muito feliz com tudo que eu vivi aqui na Casa Branca. Estou só esperando Dana mandar o bônus para mim e vamos fazer uma grande festa no Brasil.
I'm very happy with the result, happy with what happened in the White House, just waiting for Dana to shoot the bonus over, and we're going to have a great party in Brazil for the wedding.
Thank you.
Justin, here, on your right. Simone Tata for Fight for Yours. First of all, congratulations for your victory and the performance. This sport has given us many wonderful stories over the years, many fighters. Of course, you're biased about this, but is this like the most beautiful story possible? You fighting a proud American, winning on the White House South Lawn against an undefeated fighter. Is it the best possible story this sport has ever written?
I think so. Yeah, I've been a huge fan of this sport since 1992 when there was no rules, all the way to 2001 when they debuted The Ultimate Fighter. And I have been a huge fan of this sport. I've watched every single athlete's, trajectory and career throughout the way. And yeah, I said before this was going to be like some Miracle on Ice stuff. And yeah, I'm so happy to put my country in such a good light. I am from the middle of nowhere here in Southeast Arizona, and yeah, I don't know, America, fuck yeah, let's go.
Awesome. And question pour Cyril. Félicitations pour la victoire. Quelle est la différence principale que tu as rencontrée entre Alex Pereira et Thomas Spinal, et comment tu vois une autre lutte contre Aspinal après ce que tu as déjà vu contre lui la première fois?
Quelle est la quoi?
Quelle est la différence principale entre...
La différence?
Ouais.
La différence? The big difference en français ou en anglais, je sais pas.
En français.
En français. La grosse différence, non. Peut-être que Alex est quelqu'un de très dangereux et peut éteindre la lumière à chaque coup, tandis que Thomas Spinal est quelqu'un de beaucoup plus polyvalent. C'est la grosse différence. Mais les deux aiment bien mettre la pression. Ils ont des similitudes quand même.
what's the main difference between Alex Pereira and Tom Aspinall? Alex Pereira is a guy who's very strong and a guy that can take your lights out at any moment, and Tom Aspinall is a guy that's more well-versed and more complete fighter overall, but, you know, those are the main differences.
A question for Cyril Gane. I don't know if people know, but in France you were loved as criticized through your career. How does it feel as a human being to have a great achievement like this, personally?
Bien sûr, malheureusement, tu es toujours obligé de prouver dans une carrière, très souvent en tout cas, parce qu'il y a des up and down, c'est comme ça. Hein. Et donc, moi, ma mission, c'est pas de parler, c'est de travailler. Et de prouver en travaillant, pas en parlant. Et je pense que ce soir, j'ai prouvé.
I know it's not your kind of stuff, but do you have a message for Thomas Pinal directly or not?
Do you want to translate before?
Yeah, unfortunately, you know, I got to keep proving myself even with a long career, but, you know, I'm always about acting and not talking, and tonight I did a lot of action without talking.
And yeah, question for you. Do you have a direct message for Thomas Pinal, or you keep like this?
Non, direct message, c'est juste qu'on a commencé quelque chose qu'on n'a pas terminé. C'est tout.
We have unfinished business. So.
Yeah.
Couple of questions for
And
Dana.
just one last for Sean O'Malley. You talk about manifestation. How does it feel to have a knockout back after these two fights against Merab and the decision against Sonia Dong? How does it feel to have this knockout in front of your president and at the White House?
Yeah, it was unreal. I definitely needed to get that knockout. Winning decisions, just it's after a fight, you want to go back and watch it, and you want to watch the end, the knockout. Decisions aren't very fun to watch back, so thank you. Yeah, so it felt good to get back on the knockout win column, and just the way it happened. I was saying in interviews, I'm gonna knock this dude out, salute right away. I think I hit the salute before he even hit the ground. It was epic.
And you have a message for Petrian?
No, I mean, no, he's got to fight Merab again, I think, and we'll see how that goes. But I don't know. Should have been him tonight.
Question for Dana, back here. Dana, back here. Yeah. Oh yeah. So last night, Khamzat Chimaev and Dylan Dennis got into a brawl at Real American Freestyle Wrestling.
Shocking. Yeah.
Are you concerned that your fighters are getting into trouble and potentially injured there?
Who's in trouble? Dylan Dennis is not my fighter.
Khamzat.
Is he in trouble?
Well, he was in a brawl with 100 people.
Yeah.
And
he's in a brawl with 100 people.
No commission suspended him.
Let me tell you what I could do. If Dylan Dennis is the is the opponent, I can guarantee you a brawl is going to break out. Yeah. No. The answer is no to your question.
Makes sense. Congrats on a great event. And question for Diego.
Thank you.
Diego, you win by spectacular knockout, and then you call to potentially be in the main event as a backup right away. Do you even get a chance to celebrate your victory, or are you already thinking about what's next?
No, this time I just went back to the hotel, take my pizza, and relax my body, you know. So it's like a long training camp, 2 months training camp, so hard. So I just fight 2 months ago. I have a lot of injuries with my feet, so I have I have put a lot of discipline in the training camp. But yeah, you know, everybody know me. If you have said this time you need me, I'm here.
Pregunta para Diego López. Bueno, Diego, felicidades por tu victoria. ¿Cuáles fueron tus sensaciones de abrir una cartelera como un knockout? Y has estado además en los 3 eventos históricos de UFC, 300, en Esfera y ahora en la Casa Blanca y con 3 victorias. ¿Qué sensaciones te deja eso?
What was the feeling of opening this great event and the fact that you were in 3 amazing events from the UFC, UFC 300, UFC at the Sphere, and now here at the White House, and all of them with the win?
No, pues me siento increíble. La verdad es que todo salió como estábamos esperando. Pude salir con la victoria, pude conseguir un gran knockout y, pues bueno, pasé de ser peleador a pelear en 3 importantes eventos a ser peleador que tem 3 vitórias em 3 importantes eventos, ¿no? Entonces, eso es algo que va a agregar mucho pues para mi carrera.
I'm feeling great about those wins and about being on those. We trained a lot, and I went from actually being a fighter that was in those 3 important events just to be in those, to be a part of those, to be a fighter that had 3 wins in those, and that I think that has propelled my career to another level.
Pensando en adelante para con un posible enfrentamiento, ¿se viene a tu mente tal vez una trilogía con Alexander Volkanovski, el que además está, lo vimos por aquí en la sala, que podría ser diferente si te volvieras a enfrentar a él?
And do you think this could set up to have perhaps the third shot at Alex Volkanovski, who's been around here? And do you think that could happen? And what would happen if you faced him the third time?
Não, pois eu sei que a hora é difícil, não já me ganhou 2 vezes, espero que se retire de uma vez, já que ganhe sua próxima pelea, que se retire, e assim pues vemos que passe na divisão.
I think it's going to be hard because, he beat me twice. I just hope he retires as soon as possible, and that's it. And, that's it. So we'll move on from that.
Justin, when the camera cut to you for the first time for your walkout, I believe you were actually looking at a document of the Declaration of Independence. Can you just talk about what those moments were like when you're standing in the Oval Office? So you're looking at
seeing
a document like that?
All the portraits of many great presidents that we've had in the past, it was incredible. That part I remember. Usually I kind of blank out when it comes to getting ready to walk to the cage, but yeah, it was pretty crazy looking at the Declaration of Independence, the original one, and their language was different. Like, I'm not smart enough to read that.
I got to ask him maybe.
Yeah, it was really cool seeing all the portraits of the presidents, and then I was in a holding room, and there was more portraits of amazing men of the past, and yeah, I was just like, I have to dig deep. I have to represent these people. I have to do it.
Maybe there will be nothing to this, but it couldn't help but cross my mind that when you got hurt by body shots in the biggest fight of your life, that you're a guy who has paid sparring partners to try to drop you with body shots in the gym.
Yeah.
Is there any significance to that or any?
He would have made $1,000 off of me tonight if that was the case. Yeah, I mean, it still hurts right now. That hurts. My hand hurts. My jaw hurts. He is a formidable opponent. He was so good and so dangerous. And I never really I didn't see him quit. I saw them almost stop the fight at the end of the third round. And I was like, no way. And then he's back out there and back to being dangerous. So, yeah, this is a crazy sport. I love it.
And then Dana, one for you. I mean, the first thing you said when you came out on the Lincoln Memorial was "Happy Birthday, America," and this was a big responsibility. I mean, you're tasked with handling America's birthday on the White House, and I felt like, the video packages, I could see there was an effort that it was what you said. It wasn't political, and you showcased the military a lot. Can you just speak to what you would hope to do as far as America's 250th birthday, and as someone who really doesn't care a lot sometimes how you're critiqued? Do you hope that you get some credit or some good feedback on something like that?
Listen, I love this country, and this event was for America's 250th birthday. There was no political agenda for this event or anything like that. The fact that the President of the United States entrusted me to, they could have had anything. They could have put any type of performance on. And like I said, there's tons of things going on in this city up until July 4th to celebrate. And the fact that he trusted me to do this and to deliver tonight, and we did. And like I said, I did all the media. We went to New York. I did far left. I did far right. I did down the middle. I did it all. And I believe that if you are an American, no matter where you sit politically, tonight was a proud night to just sit around and enjoy the 250th birthday of America. I was just honored to be able to be. I was honored to be the person that he trusted to deliver tonight. And I hope everybody, as an American, feels that we did.
Well, quick one.
Go ahead. No, you've been waiting. Go ahead, bud.
Thank you, Dana. Question from Spain. I would like to know if you know something about Ilyas Topuria's health, that he's going to the hospital, if you know something about him.
Yeah.
And if you have any plan for him on the future in the company when he recovers, of course.
What was the rest of that question?
After the health question, any plans for Ilya in the future after tonight?
Yeah, Ilya's in the hospital. He's busted up. I'm not a doctor, but his eye looked like he probably has broken orbital. I don't know that. That's not a fact, but I'm just assuming. And my plans for him are to go home and rest and recover and take his time. And tonight was a rough night for him. I just want to make sure he's healthy and good, and not even thinking about him fighting again. Just want him to go home and relax and rest and heal.
Bo, was that the president that just called you up there?
Yes, sir. I wasn't really planning on answering the phone, but when I pulled it up and saw the caller ID, I was like, I should probably answer this.
What do you think of your fight?
He liked it. It was good.
And I have to ask, the last time we saw you before this White House card, it was at MSG, and you were giving the crowd the double birds because of kind of the grief they were giving you all week. So can you speak about how this whole experience has been for you as the guy I think a lot of people, kind of represented this country the most on this card?
It was amazing, to be able to have the opportunity to come here, compete in this event is insane. It still doesn't really feel real. I feel like I prep for 7 months every day, grinding for 4 minutes, and it just goes by so quick. I'm sure every fighter can attest to that, and it's crazy how fast it goes by. But I think because of all my experience in wrestling, competing at a high level in intense events, I was able to be very present through the whole week and enjoy it and really have fun, smile through it, even though, there's a lot of pressure and stress involved. So grateful for that and grateful for Dana, the UFC, everybody that put an unbelievable amount of work in to make this happen for us, and it's just an honor. So overall, just very grateful.
Last two questions, right here, right there. Dana, back over here. Just real quick, you had so many different people from so many different backgrounds at this event, watching in person and all over the country and all over the world. Just tell me about the notion of sports being the ultimate unifier. How much you agree with that? Just with how many sports going on and this event being a highlight.
How many sports are doing what?
How the role of sports in unifying people, because you have people from all over the world, all kind of backgrounds in this card.
Yeah, I think that with most other sports, you're used to like England versus these guys, and when we built this card, I told you guys leading up to this, the guys that are sitting up here were all guys that we trusted and felt would come and deliver. Every fight tonight meant something in the division, and I never wanted this card to be an America versus the world type card. America is a place with people from all over the world who helped build this country, and so I wanted everybody to be represented. I wanted I wanted China too, but that didn't work out. But yeah, a lot of thought went into this, a lot of thought, a lot of hard work, and I don't think we could have done it any more perfect. I don't think the fighters could have fought. You couldn't have written a better script for tonight. It was perfect, from the weather. I love how the weather became a big topic of conversation. People were betting on the weather, and this was a very unique, fun fight that we will never experience again.
And Dana, last question. Speaking of betting, Arman Tsarukyan earlier this week, and apologies, I know your mind has been everywhere, but he made a bet on Justin Gaethje winning.
His friend bet. He didn't bet.
Wanted to know if you knew about that bet at all. Is it true? Is it false? Just
I saw that. His buddy bet it.
And his buddy made some cheddar.
And on that same note, Justin, Arman said that if you win,
5.7.
Yeah.
5.7. Who took that bet?
I think his name is Pucho.
Who'd they bet it with? Polymarket?
Let me double check.
It's a big hit for Polymarket.
Yeah. I mean, Arman also said on the stream where he made that bet official that if Justin wins, he's buying you a pickup truck or any truck. What type of truck do you like, and what's your message to Arman?
Ooh. I mean, I don't really
Ram.
need a truck. Yeah.
Buy him a Ram.
I'll take a Ram. I am due for a new truck. My truck is a 2020. I bought it when I beat Tony Ferguson, and it's got about 65,000 miles on it, so send it.
And just for clarification, it was on jack.com. Don't know.
What's that?
Jack.com.
Oh, yeah, jack.com. They got Jack tonight. Yeah.
Hello here.
Is that it? All right.
Yeah.
Last question?
Uh,
Last two.
My question is for Diego López. Diego, primero de todo, enhorabuena por la victoria, un desempeño espectacular. La verdad que hiciste los ajustes correspondientes. Has comentado que después de ese primer asalto, Steve creo que cometió el error de ir a un banger, como tú decías, contigo. Y quería preguntarte por eso, ¿no? Si crees que le escogió mal su game plan en ese momento.
Diego, you seem to make the right adjustments after the first round. He said that Steve made the mistake of going to the banger with you. So how do you feel about that moment and how the adjustments were made?
Sí, la verdad es que no primeiro round me dificultou bastante, pois é um peleador que estava manejando muito bem na distância. Quando acabou o round, pois a minha esquina me dijo que tendría que avançar com mais golpes para encurtar mais a distância e assim poder fazer pues lo que me sale de mejor, ¿no? Que es lo intercambio y la distancia corta, ¿no? Y pues yo he dicho varias veces, yo puedo parar de intercambiar con quien que sea y que se ponga a estar enfrente a mí y va a caer.
And that's what exactly my corner told me that just after the first round. They said, listen, you have to go forward. You have to pressure him. And I've told everyone, we made the necessary adjustments, and we actually pressured him. And I said, I can exchange with anybody in the middle of the octagon.
Y la última para mí, te comenté la última vez que te habías consolidado como el Jim Miller de los eventos emblemáticos, formando parte de todos y cada uno de ellos. ¿Dirías que este ha sido el más especial de todos?
People called you the Jim Miller of special events. So, do you consider this to be the most special of them all?
Yo creo que todos los eventos son especiales, ¿no? Cada evento que he peleado histórico que ha tenido dentro do UFC ahorita, pues ha sido en su momento el evento más espectacular que ha hecho la compañía, ¿no? Y pues yo estoy seguro que más adelante van a ser otro y pues bueno, quiero ser parte de eso también.
I think it was the most special because the next one is always the most special one, and that's what this company does. And I can bet that the next one is gonna be even more special.
Muchas gracias, Diego.
Dana, this one's for you. Over your career, you've promoted thousands of fights with memorable moments and stuff. But with a special night like tonight, what does this reveal about the future of where the UFC's headed? And what does this leave future generations of fans to move it forward?
What does this mean to fans moving forward?
Essentially, yes.
Well, I mean, tonight was a night. Listen, we knew leading up to this thing that we were going to pull a massive number on this show, and like I said, on America's 250th birthday, hopefully tonight created some unity. Like even for the people that thought this was going to be some big political statement or something, this wasn't. This was Americans, all Americans celebrating the birthday, and then for people who tuned in for the first time because it was at the White House. Hopefully they like the sport, they like some of these guys' stories, and they tune into the next one because International Fight Week is going to be fun too. So, yeah, hopefully we created some unity in the country and in the world and brought in some new fans. I hope that's what we walk away with tonight. So, thank you guys for coming and have a safe trip home.